Am I the asshole for giving away my grandparents' gift intended for my fiancé? Every year, my grandparents give $300 to their single grandchildren and $500 to their married grandchildren, along with a note that says, to share with your spouse. When opening up our gifts this year, I noticed my cousin, who had recently married his gay boyfriend, only received $300 while my fiancé and I received $500. I handed 200s from my envelope to my cousin in front of everyone, which caused quite the scene. My family is very religious and refuse to accept gay marriage as legitimate. They refuse to acknowledge his husband as a member of our family and tell him he is going to hell unless he changes his lifestyle. I defended my decision by saying, we're not married yet, and they are. I think there's been a mistake. Conversations quickly devolved, resulting in both my cousin and I leaving shortly after. My family incites it was not my money to give and my actions disrespected both my grandparents and my fiancé. My fiancé feels my family was welcoming her, and I rejected her in front of everyone. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your silence and acceptance of the money would have been complicit in your grandparents' homophobia. Good for you. Your fiancé needs to see the bigger picture. Not the asshole. The money was a gift, so it was yours to do whatever you wanted with. You made a point to your family and stuck up for your cousin's relationship. Good for you. Maybe have a word with your fiancé to reiterate it wasn't a message for her.
Not the asshole. You framed it perfectly for making it fit into the gifting rules. They're just mad that you called out their bigotry. Keep up the good work.
Not the asshole. Your family sucks. Anyways, you can just give $250 to your fiancé and say that you gave money from your half to your cousin.
Info. Did the resulting situation and early departure upset your cousin? Would he have preferred to fly under the radar and enjoy the festivities and deal with it later? If the answer to the question is, no, it did not bother him. Then not the asshole. That $500 was your money, to do whatever you want with. You can give it away. You can make a paper fan out of it. You can practice origami. You can spend it on anything. It was yours. And your family sounds like a bunch of bigots.
Not the asshole. You didn't reject your fiancé in front of everyone because, according to the note they said, share with your spouse. You don't have one yet. Once you opened that envelope it became your money.
Not the asshole. You are the one true ally your cousin has and I guarantee you, he will remember that act for decades to come. Info. How the hell does your fiancé think your action was a rejection of her? Rules are pretty clear. Married couples get the $500. You not only aren't married yet, but you are also protecting your cousin and his husband from bigoted people. She should be backing your efforts, not disagreeing with them.
My fiancé feels my family was welcoming her, and I rejected her in front of everyone. You didn't reject her, you correctly stated you weren't married yet, and stood up for your cousin at the same time. I'd have some concerns about her feeling hurt in this situation. I'd be proud of you if it were me in her shoes. Not the asshole, but I think you're not getting cash from grandma anymore. Maybe you can celebrate the holidays with cousin and spouse.
Not the asshole. Once you give a gift, it doesn't belong to you anymore, so it was your money to dispense as you please. It's pretty obvious why you chose to dispense it that way. It sounds like your fiancé is scraping the barrel for a reason. It make it about her and not your family's homophobia.
Info. Would your fiancé have supported your decision if you spoke with her first and presented your case for doing it publicly versus privately? Being married means you're becoming a team. Decisions on shared assets should be communicated and discussed between both parties. This is just a small incident and of course your action is commendable, but at the same time your fiancé has the right to be slightly peeved that you're making decisions for her with money that is both of yours. Not to mention this decision would put her in the spotlight. Doesn't necessarily mean she doesn't think the end justifies the means, but a little heads up would be nice if you guys are supposed to be a team. My family incites it was not my money to give. It was your money though, it was a gift. Assuming you were expected to give your spouse half, that would be $250 each. You gave away $200, leaving you with $50 and your fiancé with her full $250. You didn't reject her, and she still has her allocated amount. Once you receive a gift, especially money, it's your decision to use it as you please. Good on you for standing up for your cousin. He is going to remember this and appreciate you so much. Not the asshole at all. Not the asshole. What you did was extremely thoughtful and it's actually great to read that it came to your mind in that moment. Your fiancé should also be understanding and supportive, especially as your cousin was being purposefully ostracized. The money is a gift and you can share your $300 with us. Oh, it's not as though either of you have been left out of pocket. Kudos to you on this one.
You are not the asshole, you are the hero.
Not the asshole. If your fiancé was upset about being rejected in front of everyone because of a couple of $100, tell her to think about how your cousin's husband must feel about every interaction with his married family. Not the asshole. I would be proud if my husband did that to support a family member. It's not really about the money at that point.
Not the asshole. I would be so proud of my husband for taking a stance like that. He too has a super religious and homophobic family. While I can understand why your fiancé may be upset, I don't think you can put a monetary value on being a supportive ally and standing up when you see an injustice. This is an aspect of your character, and it's a giving and good-natured trait. Isn't that one of the reasons why she wants to be your wife? It's not like you took $200 and bought yourself something frivolous. In regards to your grandparents' feelings, it was a cash gift, that is now your money and you can give or spend it how you please. The act of doing so in front of the family is what needed to be done to send the message home.
Is everyone on Am I the Asshole single? Cause all I ever see is everyone telling everyone to break up 24/7.
Not the asshole. Good on you for standing up for your cousin. Not the asshole. Though maybe slightly to your fiancé because the situation made her feel rejected. Apologize to her that she was forced to be involved, even though you aren't the one who put her in the middle of it. The only disrespectful action was taken by your grandparents. You can't disrespect a disrespectful action. You handled it perfectly. This may be a hill you need to die on, though, so be prepared for your relationship with your family who side against you on this to deteriorate. Stay strong.
I love what you did for your cousin. I'm the family queer and no one's ever stood up for me like that. Not the asshole. Once they give you a gift, it's yours to do with as you see fit. Otherwise there are strings attached, which is not on. I suggest next year you and your fiancé and your cousin and his husband have an alternate celebration with just y'all and whatever part of the family that wants to renounce their asshole ways. I wish I had cousins like you. But for real, homophobia from family sucks and somebody standing up for you makes all the difference. You're definitely not the asshole.
Not the asshole. I am a gay man that rolls with a tight cousin squad. You're a good cousin and a good man. There is no way I'm gonna vote against you on this. Your fiancé should be proud of you.
Not the asshole. Once given, it's your money, so you can do what you want with it, and you stood up for your cousin. Your fiancé should recognize that.
Info. Did yours have a note that said, to be shared? Info. Are you intending to let your fiancé spend the $250 of the gift that was meant for her? AKA, did you give away your part of the present, or did you give away hers? NTA. If you gave your money for equality. ESH. If you just gave away $200, you, your fiancé, and the givers all know damned well was meant for her without asking but are keeping your part. Edit. Not the asshole. You said you'll give her the money.
Not the asshole. If your fiancé doesn't understand the intent of your actions, and is pouting that you rejected her in front of everyone, which is a crock and she knows it, I'd say that's a grand idea. Reject her. Your grandparents are homophobic for doing what they did, and you just had to have your little self-righteous moment right there and then. Not cool on either side.
You are the asshole for making a unilateral decision without involving your fiancé in the process.
Not the asshole. This lesbian is proud of you for standing up to bigots, and appreciates you not tolerating it. In the famous words of Dumbledore, it takes a great deal of courage to stand up to your enemies, but a great deal more to stand up to your friends. Imagine if instead of being a gay couple they were a mixed-race couple and your family reacted like this. Everyone else would be on your side, but because it's a topic which is currently still up for debate, they don't see it as a big deal.
Not the asshole. Your fiancé needs to be on your side here. They've shown that they accept her by the gift itself. This isn't throwing away their acceptance. This was you actively standing against their homophobia and supporting your cousin.
Info. Were you supposed to already be married and COVID made you postpone, or has the date always been set for the future? Not the asshole. Spouses run big decisions by each other, not the action of standing up against homophobia, racism, sexism, other intolerance. That's a given. You shouldn't have to consult her on this, because you should already know she won't support intolerance. If she isn't comfortable with you standing up for these things unless you consult her, then you deserve better. You are the asshole, should have talked with your fiancé before because it was for you both. I'm sure she would have agreed, but it just seems disrespectful and unwelcoming. Not the asshole, only very slightly the ta. Good for you. Your fiancé was being used as a pawn in order to further humiliate your cousin and his husband. She was only being accepted so others could be hurt. And also, it was your money. The second it was given to you, it became yours. Now sure, it was technically supposed to be shared with her, so perhaps you could have asked her in private if the both of you wanted to hand over the 200. That's the only reason I am saying slight ta. But then again, doing it in front of the family called out the homophobic double standard.
As a couple you should be a united front. What that means is giving your fiancé the respect of talking together for a moment first. You are not the asshole for giving the money to your cousin, but you are the asshole for disrespecting your fiancé in not speaking with her first privately. It only needed be a moment to turn to her and say, hey, I am righting a wrong here.
I can't believe people actually think this is a real story.
My family insights: it was not my money to give. It was literally your gift, given to you. You could have taken a shit on it and set it on fire if you chose. Just to get that straight. What you actually did was wonderful and pointing out a hypocritical and bad mindset and shown your cousin the love and support he deserves. EDT. Haha, forgot the most obvious part. Not the asshole.
Phew, there is a lot going on here. 1. You are a rock star. Completely not the asshole. 2. Your family is wrong. Once a gift is given, it's up to you to decide what to do with it. 3. Your fiancé needs to stop making this about her. It's clearly about your family's homophobia. 4. Why are you and your cousin hanging out with these people? 5. Your fiancé is indirectly agreeing with your family on their homophobic practices, and directly agreeing with on their shitty gift restrictions. How do you feel about this?
Not the asshole. As soon as the gift has been opened by its intended receiver, then, yes, it is your money to give. Genuinely think it's lovely that you would do such a thing, especially so openly and without making a scene about it. Well done. Not the asshole, and y'all demonizing the fiancé are out of your minds. There's not enough information to judge her character from this. I know I'd be uncomfortable as hell at someone else's family holiday if this went down. It's about having agency in a tense situation. Even if I'd be on board, it would still feel jarring to be thrown into that out of nowhere.
Not the asshole. I might have missed how long y'all had been together, and I can totally get still wanting to make a good impression on the in-laws, even if you rationally know it doesn't matter. So part of it could definitely be her concern about backlash towards her from your family. That being said, I 110% support your decision, and while technically it wasn't just your money, you made the right decision.
Not the asshole. But the only doubt I have about this is that this should have been expected. If your homophobic grandparents are clear on their position, then no one, including your cousin, should have expected him to get $500. In fact, it's kinda shocking he even attended. And moreover, he accepted the $300 and kept it moving, it seems. You're right in your conviction, but the grand gesture seems unnecessary. Your cousin and his husband have made enough peace to have gone to the Christmas dinner. Maybe you made an unnecessary scene. Could have done it before, or cleared it with cousin first. People don't always like other being offended in their behalf. Rightly or wrongly.
Y'all need to chill, his family sucks, he and his fiancé are not the asshole. $200 is a lot to some people, especially right now, and it was her money too. It was given to them to share, so he at least should have consulted her or told her he was going to do it first. I fully understand where he's coming from, and as a gay man whose boyfriend's family has rejected him, I am hugely appreciative of his gesture. I'm sure it meant a lot. It can be the right thing to do, and the girlfriend still be understandably upset. Your family sucks, but be sure to apologize to your girlfriend and explain it just felt like what you had to do.
Isn't there rules on this sub about posting stuff where you just jerk yourself off?
I would have felt so many things if my fiancé did this. Pride. Joy. I might have cried a little at how sweet it was. I would definitely be so hot for them, and upon taking them home they would have a wonderful night. And I absolutely would have told the family to stuff it, because even if fiancé decided, for me about our money. I agreed with the decision. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Not an entirely same situation, but this year my first love, ex-boyfriend died of liver disease and kidney failure on December 4th. We broke up on civil terms and there was no hatred. When he died I was absolutely devastated. My grandfather gave my husband and I Christmas money and I gave it to my ex's cremation GoFundMe. I told my husband and he said, spend it on what feels right. He was supportive about it, and I feel like your fiancé should have supported you. You did the right thing standing up to homophobia with tact and abiding by the gift-giving rules.
My family insights: it was not my money to give and my actions disrespected both my grandparents and my fiancé. Yes it was. Once you're given a gift, you can do with it whatever you wish. Your grandparents deliberately slighted your cousin. Not the asshole. Your fiancé should understand that you were not making any actions in regards to her, just that you were defending your cousin from bigotry.
Everyone sucks here, except cousin and your fiancé. You for not talking to you fiancé first and your family for being assholes. It was money addressed to both of you. Your reasoning was for sure not the asshole, but, come on, give your fiancé some consideration. They are right to be a bit miffed.
Why is this on this subreddit? You are 100% not a asshole for this.